Let's talk our G5 preview of the week, our game of the week. Granted, we didn't have very many options. We had another one, but this game is actually good. Let's talk Sam Houston. Let's talk Western Kentucky. Jake, take us through this game.
Yeah, I guess the game in Ireland is not the only one in week 0 that has serious conference implications, gentlemen, on the docket this week. This one's going to be fun. First-year head coach Phil Longo comes back to Sam Houston, where going to be a weird year, not playing in your home stadium, just trying to revitalize a program that Casey Keeler left on a good note. But we know in college football, like once a coach leaves, you're probably dealing with a completely different team the next year. And I think that's what Longo has on hand. What do we know about this team, though? If it's coached by Phil Longo, this team's going to want to go, go, go. And I'm really interested to see if quarterback Hunter Watson can really fit a part of that offense. I don't really see him as much of the air raid gunslinger type. Flip it to the other side. This other team likes to go, go, go too. Western Kentucky brings in a new quarterback in Maverick McIver. He comes in from Abilene Christian after Caden Veldkamp heads out. This is going to look pretty similar if you're a WKU fan. So 2 teams that are going to want to throw the ball a ton. I think this is an awesome week 0 game that you definitely should pay attention to and have some involvement in. The one question I do have is Sam Houston's defense, which under Keeler was solid. Really good. I mean, that's what led them to 9 wins last year. Their defensive coordinator heads off to Parks' de facto team in North Texas, takes a ton of players with him. So what does this defense look like? Are they going to be able to stop Western Kentucky? That's kind of the question I have for this one.
Well, yeah. Here's another question is Watson, I don't think Watson's been named starter. I looked today and there was an article out yesterday that it was still a 3-man race. Like Locke, Mature, and Watson all still locked in this thing.
I would be stunned if Watson doesn't start, because it's a 10-win football team last year, right? This is a returning starter. You don't get that very often.
He split time with somebody last year, didn't he? I don't think he was like the full-time.
The Mature kid came down with him.
Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me hearing that. It's probably again weeks. It's a conference game though, so I don't know if we want to be interchanging quarterbacks in the middle of a conference game. Like if you're playing an FCS school, you might. So that's also something to keep in mind. Like they're going to keep Watson in just because maybe he has the most experience right now.
Mm-hmm. Before I give my brief thoughts, I want to say I do have the Tops hat on. So if you're a Western Kentucky fan tuning into this, check out the No Rivals caps for Western Kentucky. Beautiful designs. It's the Espresso collection. Kentucky on the side. Shout out No Rivals once again. But when I looked at this game, fellas, Western Kentucky's a 10-point favorite, double-digit favorite against a 10-win football team last year. And Sam Houston, you said their defense was really good last year, Jake. It's a top 20 nationally defense, and nobody talked about it. They do lose the coordinator and a bunch of guys, but to me, it was like a reload versus a rebuild situation, and kind of what Western Kentucky was to what they kind of fell off to be last year. I think Hunter Watson, if he does start, I'll throw that in there now, but he's going to be a key to this game because Western Kentucky struggled immensely against the run last year, and Hunter Watson has that ability to do so. So if he can get outside, extend plays, use his feet a little bit more, I think Sam Houston can be productive enough on offense to let their defense kind of like, we don't see a fall off in college football a lot from a top 20 defense to where even if they have a coordinator change, where the scheme was successful for a reason. Like if they reloaded that room just enough, the scheme's going to do what the scheme's going to do. We don't see like a drastic fall off to where now they're going to be in the 96th ranked defense. They may take 10 spots of a drop off, but there's still an establishment and an expectation of defense at Sam Houston State that was established last year. Can they reload it enough to keep this a low scoring game? I think it'll have to be that way for Sam Houston to come away with this one. But I do like the Cats against the number opposed to my hat. JP, thoughts?
I'm intrigued. Like even if you are Phil Longo, like, looking at what your MO is, like you are the ability to move the ball around through the air, spread it out to different receivers and weapons, but you bring back 3 offensive line starters and a running back room that is probably the strength of your team. So is there in week 1, when you're still working through a quarterback battle, the thought that we use the run game a little bit more to get settled in and work?
Crazy idea.
I'm just trying to think.
No, I know.
Everywhere Longo goes, that's what follows him. But I'm like, you're going into a conference game against a team that I picked to be in a CSA title game. Not that's what Longo's thinking, is that this guy randomly picked, Where
the fight song picked Western Kentucky.
Yeah, put us on a YouTube video somewhere.
Yeah, the top of the conference is like you're playing them week 0, first game of the year. Maybe we lean on the run game a little bit more early in this thing and go that direction because honestly, neither defense looks real primed to get this thing figured out and keep it low. What's that total at? 60?
61
and a half.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of to the point where it just feels like Longo's going to find a way. Western's going to continue to have the same pass defense issues, and they're not beefy or able to stop the run up front. Maybe that's just how this thing goes.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Reese, any thoughts on this matchup before we go picks?
I'll just say, as a guy who spent 9 months in Syria, couldn't tell you a whole lot about this game, but I know the name Phil Longo, and that guy likes to score the football. So, yeah, I think Jaybirds had a great point. Plus 10 looks spicy. It's week 0, boys. Do we really know how good any of these teams are going to be? Like, double digits
that's the
is
beauty.
That's a lot of points, dude. Like, so that's, I mean, hint at it later, but I think it's a good pick.
Did we talk much Maverick and McIver? Like, I feel like that's a name that's just the next.
They feel good about him. Western fans feel really good about him, and it might be just kind of a Band-Aid on the Caden Beltcamp move to FAU, but like he's a hell of a quarterback. His stats jumped off the page at Abilene Christian, but we've seen quarterbacks maybe not do at least to the extent of what they did in the FCS and the FBS, and JP's hoping for the opposite for his own team this year, but he definitely has a high ceiling guy, especially within Conference USA. God knows what he can do in this offense, but Western Kentucky fans love him. Let's go to picks. Let's give. What do you think against the spread? If you're saving it for later, just let us know. But ATS -10 in favor of Western Kentucky. Over under 60.5 is what I have. That's what we'll base it off of. It's kind of in the middle of everybody's number. Jake, give us your pick first.
Yeah, I'm going to say this a couple of times tonight, I feel like, but I'm laying it with Western Kentucky. I think Sam Houston's got just an identity crisis on their hands this year with the stadium change, nobody back on defense. Like, what does this offense look like with Longo now? Whereas we did mention McIver, like he's going to step in, and I think this is going to be exactly what Western Kentucky fans are used to. And I don't know what I'm getting with that defense. I think McIver could have a huge day, even with it being his first FBS game on Saturday.
All right, I'll take the other side of it. I think the Sam Houston defense can reload enough to stay competitive. They'll expose an Longo offense. The holes Western Kentucky showed and gave up a lot last year. I hate the double digits in week 0 in a conference game. So give me plus the 10 for Sam Houston. I think they go on the road, make this a hell of a bowl game. And by rule, I'm just going to go under 60.5 because I think if Sam Houston wants to win this football game or at least cover the number, they can't go over. They can't let out Western Kentucky get going. That's what they want to do. So I'm going to go under and Sam Houston plus the 10. JP.
I'll lay them. I just think it's not going to be like a 20-point thing, but I think Western's just got a little too much gas here for the Bearcats with a K.